Wow, yes. And a bit of this as well. Does it look familiar? Yes, this is a finger fidget thing, they call it. It's in all the shops now. The toy shops are actually having a bonanza with it. It's like a Rubik's Cube. But it also spins very nicely on the table. There's an extremely good ball bearing race in the middle. So when you place it on the table and give it a good spin, it lasts a long time. Surprising, isn't it? Do it upside down and do it. Oh, that's better. That's a good ball bearing race. All sizes and shapes. But it made me think, what else is already invented in this field of finger fiddlers, thumb twiddlers, things to entertain your digits? So I've brought a few of them along here to show you what's gone on before. One of the earliest that I got was the old Tangle by Richard X. Zawitt. So I meet up at the New York Toy Fair every year. He invented this back in the early 80s, big ones originally. This is a lovely piece. This is almost like a sort of felt material for this. But the idea of this is you can break it apart at any one point and then you can rejoin it at that point. And you make an extraordinary number of things with it, and either with a one-hand fiddle like that, or with two hands. You can make a series of very attractive shapes with it. It's that little, what is it, a quadrant of 90 degrees twist on it, which creates all these wonderful shapes and things. This was an interesting one where he's bothered to make a little square, almost square-shaped pieces, which is interesting. And also he can put logos on it, so it's a great it's a great way of advertising your company's products. But those appear in shop after shop for the last 30 years or so. Very nice one. A slightly more recent one was invented by Chuck Hoberman, who invented the Hoberman sphere that I simply love. It's small enough, as most of these things are, to be a key fob. So you could put a key on that if you want. And this one is you turn like this. Lovely bit of gearing there. And you get those three pieces in the middle of which have got little tri-bars, little three pieces at 120 degrees. Then you've got the other ones which are like boomerangs, which are just little 60-degree turns. But look, lovely action to that, beautiful. Typical finger fiddle. Doesn't do anything else but just that. And it's very therapeutic and relaxing. Well, I think it is. Howard Fleischer I met many years ago, and he invented this thing, Polygonzo, which I think is a lovely finger fiddle. It's got elastication between the pieces, and you make it into all sorts of shapes. That's a diamond shape, which is rather nice and elegant. And you can flatten it like that, and you can fold it up so it's just a single square. And then if you push the pieces together in pairs, you get some very nice series of geometrical shapes here coming up here. That's a nice one, isn't it? Look at that, like a stand for a camera. That's very nice. So the Polygonzo has got a lot of play value. You put your hands through it, and because it's elasticated, and make it into a little wristband as well. So a lot of play value in that, and that's what I value with these things. And you can play with them for some time before you're bored, but even then you can fiddle with them. Here's one that Rick Flowerday, a friend of mine from many years ago, invented. It's a little hexaflexagon, but it's a tiny one he especially made as a jewellery item. You're supposed to put a necklace through this and wear it around your neck, a girl at a party. But look at the shapes it makes. It makes a lovely cube like that. That's a perfect cube. And then it makes a lovely triangular shapes, and something in between. So a lovely feeling to it. And it's much smaller than any other version I've ever seen. And a lovely colour too. So a superb little hexaflexagon from Rick. That's a treasure one. A lovely company called Endless Possibilities made the Boink about 20 years ago. This is an example of one. It leaps up in the air when you squeeze it, shoots across the air. It acts as a little finger trap. But what I like about this version is you can turn it inside out and make all sorts of different shapes when you push this through, and it's got a lovely feel to it as you're doing it. This can come out like that, and then you can push it through again, and you make a lamp standard, and I don't know what else. Endless Possibilities was the good name of the company. I think that's a very nice description because you can make so many different shapes with this extraordinary thing. Boink, they called it. Very nice one. Just recently, I came across another version which they invented really as a pure finger fiddle, which is this one here. The same company, but they made a tiny one with sealed ends, so you can't take it out. And what's in the middle? A little glass marble. And they said it was a finger fiddle. Push the marble at that end, and push the marble at that end, and then push the marble at that end, and back and forward and back and forward and back and forward. I prefer the other two version. I can do more things with it, but that's interesting that they actually made one specifically designed as a finger fiddle. Well done, that company. There's another one here which is a toroidal action, which is, I love these ones, which Beyond 123 have made quite recently, and it makes a nice series of shapes. And again, you can put it round through a finger, and it breaks off at any one point, and you can then put in other pieces you want, or you can rejoin them again. But it's a jolly good finger fiddle with one-handed, or you can do with both hands. Fiddle, fiddle, fiddle. Highly entertaining for the digits and for the eyes. That's an important feature. These things should entertain both, I feel. There's a British company came up with these lovely little finger fun things. Ideas for kids to go and see what the score is. But that was only one of them. Here's some other ones they produce. One of these ones which I find very hard with a ball on it. You're supposed to get it so that the ice cream cone is complete. But to get it up there, you've got to go like that, and oh no, beyond me. What about the other ones? There's one here which is supposed to be a fish net. That's rather sweet, isn't it? And there's a fish waiting to be caught when you've one the other end there. But to get there is going to be very tricky. I've got to do a lot of flicking of my fingers. Oh, crikey, that was a mistake. And another one here, well, there's a number of these, but this one here, you've got to get the ring on there like that, and that's very tricky. So, that's on. But a nice idea, just for the fingers. If you're getting really good, I suppose you have one on each finger, and then you're away. My goodness. Here's a one that I picked up about 20 years ago, which is just called Fidgets, and it's made of a sort of, it looks like a spring steel, but it looks more like bronze or something. The idea is to put it on your finger like that and roll it up and down the finger, and it's highly therapeutic and good for circulation and all this stuff. Any finger it fits onto, but it's got a lovely feel to it. If I put it on my index finger, at any one point I can stop it, and it's a perfect finger fiddle. So these are all finger fiddles for the digits, to entertain the digits, and there's a lot of them. So I'm looking at, oh, thank you very much. There's one I've forgotten about, of course, yes. Yes, this is a very strange Japanese one called a shipopo. I don't know what that means, but it's got a thing here where you push, and when you do that, that curls like that, and there's a little rattle in the end. So you can fiddle around all day making little noises, and oh yes, thank you. I think I've got a brainwave.